Archibald Johnston grew up in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. He attended Lehigh University and went to work for Bethlehem Steel, where he became an executive. He participated in the consolidation of South Bethlehem and became the city's first mayor. In 1919, he began acquiring property north of Bethlehem in Bethlehem Township, near the Monocacy Creek. His son, Archibald Johnston, lived in the house which is now the Moravian Church's spiritual center, located just off Christian Spring Road in Bethlehem Township. On August 10, 2014, Central Moravian Church hosted a Chautauqua at the home of Elizabeth Prime, Archibald Jr.'s daughter, to talk about the history of the family and the future of the property.
Worked for Archibald. It seems as though he was a very good man, and he treated the people who worked for him with a great deal of respect. And this little back house was the servants' quarters for those that lived on site. And it is like a miniature of the front house. They have their own kitchen, they have their own bathrooms, they have their own bedrooms. So it was done in a thoughtful manner. I think that is a granitic gneiss. It is unbelievably hard, like granite. And what it does is, as tall as it is, it goes underground that deep. So you know how the Monocacy seems to dry up in the summer above 22? It really hasn't. It's just gone down through those holes. And it comes back up here, and we have over 70 springs on this property. Johnston was a smart man. He chose a place where he could get all of his water, and that's what he did. He developed areas down there, spring houses, and a piping system that piped water from the springs to the entire estate, homestead. And what we found was that Archibald Johnston was in contact with Olmsted. So when he was designing the parks down in the city, this, to me, this stonework is so reminiscent of that I can't help but feel that influence and feel that I'm home again. When I came here 6 years ago with my students from the children's home, you couldn't see that there were stairs. And the kids looked at this and they were like, eh. And there was a tree that had fallen down across it. And yes, I put hatchets and saws in the hands of some, what people would call juvenile delinquents. And they cut through that tree that was about this big. It took them probably 5 hours. They all took turns, surprisingly, as they got tired. They were very good. And then it took 13 of us to move that tree off of there and clean it down. But when they looked up and saw what they were able to accomplish, they were so proud of themselves. And they asked the next week, and when they came back, they said, what can we do this week? That was an amazing thing to me. And that's empowering students and children to do good.
But I had no idea that there was all this.
And I'm so happy that they're concerned with all the native plants
and with the kids, and I mean, it can be a perfect universe, really, as he would have wanted it. In our time, he can have it.
What's it going to take to make it happen, do you think?
Money. That's going to be one thing. But people working together. It sounds like that's happening.
And the same thing kind of happened with Betsy Prime's house that is now the spiritual center. I met a wonderful florist who came to a yard sale, and it was at Betsy Prime's house. And he was astounded, and he just kept buying truckloads and truckloads of the things because they were the photographs. They were the, oh my goodness. I mean, it's the history of the family was in that house. And luckily, I met him, and he has given us things to put on display, which we have down at the farmhouse.
My name is Erin McCormick, and I work for Natural Lands Trust, a regional land trust that works throughout eastern Pennsylvania and South Jersey. And one of the projects that we are partnering with the church on and also the Friends of Johnston, is this project here. What we are currently working on purchasing from the church is this parcel right here. We are subdividing out 5 acres around the spiritual center and purchasing these 2 pieces, and then this property here, which is the Leckenby property, we are working to purchase this parcel right here, which the current Leckenby farm homestead has been subdivided off of. So what we would own at the end of the day is a total of 44 acres here, which borders, as I said, the Bethlehem Township Park, and which also borders this piece here, which is about 54 acres that Northampton County currently owns along the Monocacy Creek.